Y'all, this is Audra Hicks, your Tennessee Realtor. Today I wanted to talk about a pre-qualification versus a pre-approval from a lender. So if you like my content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned because I put the real in real estate. Okay, it is very important when you are buying a home to get pre-approved before we go and shop for the home. So doing that, there is a big difference in getting pre-qualified for the home or pre-approved for the home. Usually that lender has just verbally asked everything, gotten things from you. They may have pulled a credit report, but verbally they've asked you about your income, your liabilities, assets, how much you make, employment, where you work, things like that, verbally over the phone. But they have not really went to verify it yet because they need documentation from the buyer. That buyer may not have all of that right then. So I would much rather a lender take a day or two or whatever it may take to verify as much as possible so that we get a green light and we know we're not going to get a red light in the process of buying, somewhere in between there or whatever. So the difference in pre-qualification versus pre-approval is that they have actually verified what the buyer had given them over the phone. Not saying buyers lie or anything. What they don't sometimes know is really what they make per hour or what their overtime is, things like that. And that all needs to that will come into play because your debt to income ratio and, what comes in versus what goes out comes into play. So, learning that there is a difference, especially even in the listing side where we get offers that come through. If it says pre-qualification letter, I would much rather see a pre-approval versus a pre-qualification. But I read that letter and make sure what that lender has said that they have verified, if they have verified anything so far. And that is very important when going to look for a house. None of us agents, when we're out showing buyers homes, ever want to get their hopes up on a home and it not go through, or there be a bunch of hiccups or headaches in the process. So I'd much rather get you with a great lender up front. Let's get you pre-approved before we go shopping for that house. I don't like to get anybody's hopes up on anything, but a lot of the things that you're going to need, a list of things, you're going to need tax returns. If you're self-employed, you need 2 years of those. Pay stubs, if you work as a W-2 employee, bank statements, other documentation. There's going to be things that even underwriters ask for during the process, so just be aware that things are going to be asked for. Things might be on the credit that they need to verify. I mean, a lot of things. It can't just happen in 15 minutes and be done. That is more of the pre-qualification versus a pre-approval. Yes, if everything is what it is supposed to be on that application, then that can that would be wonderful. Not all the time is it like that either. And not all the time is it the fault of the buyer. Sometimes they just don't know how to answer the questions, or, they've never bought a home before, so they don't know how to fill it out or whatever. But just make sure that you have your finances in good standing. You try to keep up with, your credit to know what it's like and stuff. For a faster and smoother application process, try to come up with all of your documentation ahead of time so that when you talk to the lender, you can just easily email it over to them too. So they will verify employment in the process, so don't quit your job or anything like that, because they will find that out, and they usually call the day of closing as well. So But hopefully this helped you figure out a difference in pre-qualification versus pre-approval. I love the lenders that take that time ahead of time to get things verified that need to be verified, and then give us that green light where we can go shopping and feel confident that it's going to be a green light and that we can put an offer in on that house, and things are going to go forward. It's not to say that there are not hiccups or headaches during the process either, but they usually know if they know on the front end everything, then that helps for a smoother process too. So, but there is a difference, and I've seen it many times where even when we were in multiple offer situations and my listing, we'd get a bunch of offers in. I would print out every one of the offers, and then we'd have either the pre-approval letter or pre-qualification letter or whatever, and read through all of those too. I have picked up the phone and called lenders before to see how solid they thought the buyer would be, just to see what they've went through, or have they just pulled a credit report and that's it? Or did they just verbally do everything and didn't do anything else? Is it in underwriting? I mean, have y'all gotten through anything? There are some lenders that I know, and when I get that pre-approval letter, it's a real pre-approval letter because I know they take that time up front to do that. I have wonderful lenders that do that. And because none of us want to hear from a lender in the process after we've already put an offer in on a home that says it's not going to go through. None of us want that. If I get that, then it makes me unhappy with that lender. If it's something that they did not look at on the front end, they should have known. After being in business a while, what they should have known ahead of time and did not verify. So I would much rather go through the pre-approval process than a pre-qualification process with my buyers, because I love to know that I'm going to be able to hand them that key and go to that closing table. So that's very important in the buying process. When I have buyers, I bring them to my office and we sit down and we go over everything, and I get them with a lender. And as soon as that lender is finished with that process, a day or two later or whatever it may be, then if they tell us we can go shopping, that's when we go shopping. So we want to get it to the end, and how to do that is to go ahead on the front end and have all of that information that I had talked about earlier, such as your bank statements, pay stubs, 2 years tax returns, things like that. All of that on the front end, and get that to that lender in a timely manner so that we can get you rocking and rolling on going to find the home of your dreams. So hopefully this has helped you today. If you like my content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like and share with your family and friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.